So today, we are going to be sharing a story on how I got this.
WTX Luke.
안녕하세요. Wait, what? Start this over real quick. What's up, guys? It's Luke here. Make sure to subscribe. You agreed not to do it. Check out the last video right up here. So, if you haven't been following me on Instagram at Luke_SF49, then about 3 months ago, my sister and I both received our black belts in taekwondo. Yes, I have been taking taekwondo classes for a very long time. I still am. It's just we haven't been going for a while. COVID-19. Anyways, so this fabric, I don't know what it's actually made of, printed both in English and Korean. Shout out to the taekwondo place who made this possible for us. I'll come back. Yeah, if you don't already know how to pronounce my real name, it's Luqman. With a K sound. Luqman? Luqman. But if you're Korean, it's pronounced more like Luqman. Yeah, they put it in 3 instead of 2 according to my Korean understanding. 제가 친구 없어요. Yeah, I don't know where this video is going. Please excuse my bad Korean. I mean, I'm trying to learn it as a form of leisure than academic. Well, anyways, with that out of the way, we're not going to be talking about what's on this thing. We're going to be talking about how I got this thing. So let's go! Seriously, guys? We've practiced this 1,000 times. Are you kidding me? So around the year 2014, I was 12 years old when I first started. My mom signed us both up to take taekwondo classes about 3 times a week. By the way, at that time, it was our first year in Texas after recently moving from California. But I will share my Draw My Life video at a later time. So it was my sister and I who joined the class. At first, everyone in the studio seemed taller than us, but younger than us. Well, me, maybe. But in the world of sports, never underestimate someone with a low self-esteem than you. Well, I had some experience playing some soccer, basketball, and maybe some football, and recently track and field. But I never really participated enough in school sports alone. So the schedule was, at some days, we would do regular training, such as forms and self-defense, spar each other. You know, when you wear protective gear and start fighting by hitting the chest protector or face mask. To be honest, I never really liked sparring classes because I wasn't used to the fighting environment, and also I would get hit really hard. That would get hurt. Sometimes we would try and skip our way out. Sometimes I would get paired up with some aggressive guy and maybe play at his level or spar some girl. Well, I'm not trying to put down any girls who think they are less than guys. I mean, in the end, we're equally good. Sorry if I ever called you out. But that was only for our first months there. Now it's like, eh. Anyways, we were on a good run until we reached the summer of 2015. That time, we flew overseas to Malaysia to spend some time with our relatives and family. Usually, every single summertime, we would take breaks due to our fasting in Ramadan. Because, you know, we can't do much. Or sometimes we would go on vacation instead, such as Malaysia or even California. Yeah, we're on break. Ooh, 2017. Good moments. Sometimes our annual break would take up to 8 weeks, so by the time we would come back to our classes, we would be behind sometimes, like we would forget our stuff and lose some of our energy. But eventually, that all came back. At that moment, after the summer of 2015, I stopped being aggressive and wanted to become more defensive. Since I switched to a group that was in the same range as my age group, but they were taller still. I almost thought about quitting because I was just too lazy to even go to classes. On October 9th, 2015, I participated in the 35th annual Taekwondo tournament in Fort Worth. I remember driving almost an hour early in the morning, and I had to wait for almost 10 hours just so my turn to compete was issued. The system was by age and by belt rank. I had to do forms and spar. However, I was too short to spar the opponents from the other schools, meaning the other people from Taekwondo, from other Taekwondo schools. So I had to spar my own some teammates, up Frankie, just to make up for the height range. I got first place for forms and second place for sparring. So I was up from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening. That was the only time I participated in a huge tournament. Although I was invited to go to last year's tournament, but I broke my hand in the process and I had to stay in cast for at least 6 weeks. Still feels weird. But after 6 years of training and hard work, on March 7th, 2020 of this year, me and a bunch of other students have tested to receive our black belts. It was quite of a small testing group, but still one of our major tests ever. I remember we would have to break at least 5 boards and do like 200 kicks on the bags, spinning hook kick, tornado kick, those other kicks, and of course the last one, the hammer fist. I still felt speechless after I received my own belt. Almost everyone congratulated us, walked into the building that next week. However, that was the last time we took classes at the studio until the coronavirus spread over the US that we were issued to stay home until now. Yes, that is my full taekwondo story. No, I didn't make this video just to brag about my black belt, but there's also a lesson behind it too that will also inspire young learners too. The key here to succeeding is to keep fighting and finish what you started. You see this? Yeah. Costed about $100 just to get it fixed up, but I didn't let that stop me. And I kept fighting. Only 3% of the time people would finish to become black belts. But I advise you, if you are still not there yet, or a complete beginner, because I have some friends who are still not there yet, no one's telling you about how your future will be laid out. It's about how you're able to make the choices or not. Being black belt doesn't mean that you are on top of everything. There's still more levels of black belt. I mean, when you reach black belt, what do you call that when you reach black belt? Someone tell me. But whatever, the overall thing is to keep fighting. Don't give yourself up. Keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. And I guarantee you, friends, families, all of you out there who are still fighting, finish what you've started. There's still light at the end of the tunnel, and there's always a finish line for you guys. And just remember, those days that you've been working hard on, those days will pay off. But don't worry, I'll be around to take some more classes. Remember, it's not just you out there. It's also your parents, your siblings, your friends, even the school itself for supporting you. They're all rooting for you. And of course, I'd like to thank my taekwondo studio for rooting for us. Thank you for making that possible. Thank you. 감사합니다. Dude, oops, my bad. I thought the video already ended. That's not how the transition goes.
You like that?